Hi everyone, my name's Chris Venter, and today we're going to talk about getting into cryptocurrency. Trading. So you now have an account, you signed up to an exchange, you have a hardware wallet, and you are looking to trade. So up front, I'm not a trading expert, and this is certainly not trading advice. There are plenty of people out there who are awesome at this. Jump on YouTube. There's a couple of guys, one called Data Dash and another guy called Tone Vase, who are particularly good, and they're going to teach you a lot about trading. So what I'm going to really do is just share some, basic do's and don'ts. So there's a nice picture there. That's the Coinergy exchange, and you can see the price of Bitcoin in US dollars over the last little while. So some trading do's and trading don'ts. Only invest in what you can afford to lose. Said this before, say it again. This is a high risk activity. Only invest what you can afford to lose. Do your research for the market of the cryptocurrency you're interested in, and look at its history, look at its volatility on CoinMarketCap. Make sure you understand what you're investing in. Don't invest based on hype. You'll hear a lot of people talking about the latest initial coin offering or cryptocurrency. This stuff can go viral, and there's lots of what they call pump and dump activity. So this viral hype occurs, the price of the stuff gets pumped up, everyone jumps in. People have what's called FOMO, fear of missing out. They jump onto this cryptocurrency, and a lot of the time you're not going to time the top, and these people who pump it will eventually what's called dump it. So it'll go up really quickly, they will sell at the top, you won't know when they sell it, and you're going to be last in and lose your money. So be very careful, don't invest on hype, do your own research. Okay, so altcoin investing is risky, can be very rewarding but very risky. Understand what you're investing in. So you need to ask yourself questions, or ask questions of the people you're looking at investing in. So if there's an altcoin, what is it? Is it a currency itself? Is it a token? What problem is being solved? What is the team behind this? Do they have a great team? Do they have good advisors? Do they have a team of great software programmers? Do they have a track record? Do they have working software? Is this just vaporware? What's the likely global reach of the problem that they're trying to solve? The other good thing to check is, do they have an active community on things like Slack or Telegram or something like that, where you can actually talk to the team, talk to the developers, understand what's going on. So you really got to think about some of the stuff if you're putting any money into these things. Otherwise, you really, you may as well walk to the casino and put money in red or black. The other thing then is, when you get into doing this, because of the volatility of this space, don't have what's called a trigger finger. And I can tell you this from experience. So as a new investor, you're probably going to be a little bit nervous, and you're going to see the prices drop and fall. And you've bought in, you're going to see the price of something at some point drop, and you're going to have an instinct to sell. And unless you've got solid news that you can attribute to that price fall, if you've done your research, you think there's long-term value in that, then stick to it. Back yourself and look at what you're trying to achieve out of that, and what the project's trying to achieve, and decide whether that's something you want to be in for the long term. And unless there's obviously some news in the market that directly affects that, then sit tight. Most people are typically in this for the long-term gains, and if you react to this, there's actually a terminology in trading called whipsaw. And I'll give you a simple example. So you see a currency rising like crazy, and everyone's talking about it at work, and fear of missing out means you've got to jump in. So you jump in and you buy $11,000. So you go to bed that night all excited, and while you're sleeping, a correction occurs in the market, and you wake up and you see the price is at 9,600, then it drops to 9,500. So you panic sell, and at that point you sell for 9,500. You have lost $1,500. What happens then is you see the price rising again, and at this time you wait a little bit and you see it's rising. You think, great, I'm confident. You buy back in at 10,500, and week, 2 weeks, month later, the currency sitting at 11.5. So your net loss is now $500, not 1,000. So it's great. You've only lost 500 this time. But had you just sat and held in the first place, you'd now be up net 500. So people do that in cycles, and that's why the cycle is called whipsaw. So I guess just make sure that you understand what you're doing when you sell, when you buy. The idea is to obviously buy low, sell high. Sounds obvious, a lot harder to do than it actually is. So the other, I guess, do and don't, and you'll hear this from everyone, is try and buy the dips. So most quality crypto that's appreciating and not being manipulated or artificially pumped tend to have this kind of cycle. And you can see it here. I'll move my mouse on the screen, but you can see the cycle of up, down, down, and then up, down, up. And so this is kind of a, it's market sentiment. And, I won't get into all the technical analysis here. One, because I'm not an expert at it, but two, we don't have time. So you can see these dips though. And, what you should be trying to do is trying to buy and accumulate somewhere in these dips. Now, you're never going to time the exact bottom of that. I mean, if you can do that regularly, well, then you're a lot smarter and probably going to be a lot richer than most of us who are in this. But anywhere on the way down and anywhere on the way up in the bottom of that U is a good time to try and get in the dips. And as I said, don't stress. You're never going to time the bottom. But if you buy at regular intervals on the way down or on the way up, you do what's called dollar cost averaging. And that means the total price of your cryptocurrency over time kind of averages out and meets in the middle. So number 7, teach yourself about buy orders and sell orders and stop losses. So some of the exchanges will allow you to do these, and these can allow you to manage risk. So you can set predetermined points that you can buy or sell at. And they take a bit of the emotion out of it, because you see emotional trading occur. And by using these kind of tools, you can, I guess, take some emotion out of your trading. Check the prices on multiple exchanges. As I showed you before, they can vary as much as $900 between an exchange for one Bitcoin. Some of the Korean exchanges at the moment have been, probably paying 20% more per Bitcoin just because of the Bitcoin mania going on there. The next one is don't be in a rush. So it's really easy to make mistakes. If you send your Bitcoin to the wrong wallet and you type in the wrong address to send it to, let's say you've got Bitcoin in a hardware wallet, you're sending it to an exchange, and you make a mistake in the address that you send it to, you're never getting it back. And that's an example of the numbers you have to type in if you don't have like a scanner or something. But you have to type in this and get the case exactly right. You get one of these digits wrong and it's gone. So double check, triple check. It's very easy to get this wrong. And as I said, malware does exist that swaps this stuff. So know the address you're sending to, and just before you hit send and you've typed it in, double check again that the same digits are there just before you hit send.